welcome. My name is Danielle, and as always, I'm so glad to see you here. Today, we're going to be doing an all levels, full body flow, just kind of hitting all the core muscle groups, doing a little bit of twisting, a little bit of core work, just fully getting and awakening up our bodies and then getting us ready to go about our days. So, we have some blocks available if you'd like them. They're always helpful. It doesn't matter how advanced you are, they can always be helpful. So, get those if you need them. Maybe find a quiet place where you can close the door and have some time to yourself, and we will get started in a seated position. So, going ahead, just getting right into it. You can find yourself in an easy seat, just a little crisscross, maybe half lotus, maybe full lotus. And if it's not quite comfortable to sit on the ground, you could take that block and use it to elevate your hips a little bit. So, bringing it underneath your sitting bones, making sure both sitting bones are grounding down. And that sometimes kind of makes half lotus, full lotus a bit more accessible as well. So, always an option. But whatever option you're taking, let's just take a moment here at the beginning to start to tune in. So, sitting tall through the spine, shoulders are rolling down and back, extending out through the crown of the head. Maybe your hands are coming to your knees to brace your chest and help you breathe deeper. Maybe your hands are coming into heart center to help you focus in and center your mind. Maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart to help you really feel your full, deep yogic breath. Whatever option is calling to you, let's take it for just a few moments as we start to center in. So, starting to connect with your breath. Inhale, exhale, and just starting to notice, what is going on the inside. This is your time, your sacred space on the mat. These four corners is your space to explore your deepest, truest self. So here at the beginning, let's try to tap into that deeper self. And breath by breath, we come back to ourselves. So let's seal that focus in with one good breath together. Inhale fully. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. And then let's start to move. So on your next inhale, hands go out and up, touching up overhead. And then on the exhale, starting to twist to the right, left hand coming to right knee, right hand resting behind you. We're grounding down through the sitting bones, navel to spine, and gently twisting, looking over our right shoulder. Then inhale back through center, arms up overhead. And exhale, twisting to the left. So right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, growing tall, shoulders are down the spine, and looking over our left shoulder as we breathe deeply. All right, then inhale back through center. Exhale, right hand goes down, left hand goes up and over, getting into the side body, really focusing on grounding that left hip down and lifting up and then over, breathing into that left rib. Then inhale back through center and exhale over to the other side. Left hand down, right hip grounding down, reaching up. Your right arm is reaching as you stretch deeply. Inhale back through center. And then exhale, take the hands in front of you. Start to walk yourself down, a nice little forward fold variation. Maybe breathing into the back line, maybe wiggling from side to side, just starting to wake up those hips. And then as you're ready, starting to come onto tabletop, moving any blocks if you were using them. Making our way into some cat and cow. So wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips, toes can be tucked or untucked, but either way, we're pressing down in the fingers and the knuckles. And on your inhale, we drop the belly, pull the heart through for cow. And then exhale, push through the fingers, the knuckles, rounding back, tucking the chin for cat. Then inhale, dropping the belly, lifting that heart. And exhale, rounding back, navel to spine, a deeper arch for cat. And then moving with your breath for a few rounds. Maybe closing the eyes really helps you to tune in and just notice what you're feeling on the inside. All right, then coming back through neutral. Coming back into our tabletop on your navel to spine, shoulders away from ears. We're going to take that right leg behind us, toes touching down, and just take a moment to rock into your right calf, right ankle, making sure we're still pressing down in the fingers and the knuckles, kind of getting a little bit of a stretch in our wrists as well. And then you're welcome to stay with this. If you want to get into a little bit of core work, on your next inhale, start to lift that right leg, keeping that foot flexed, toe pointing down, trying to keep our hips square. And then maybe the gaze is up at the top of your mat. You're welcome to stay here. Or on your exhale, start to round in a little cat variation, bringing that right knee to your right elbow. And then inhale, extending it back out. Then inhale, coming it in. Exhale and inhale back out. Maybe bending the foot, doing a little bit of a scorpion option. Let's do one more time, rounding in and then extending back out. And then taking that right leg to the outside of the left, grounding those toes down, maybe sinking our hips back a little bit, trying to get into the outside of that right hip. Just feel it out for a moment, rocking into that whole right leg. And then as you're ready, bringing that right leg back to meet the left. So we're resetting a nice neutral table, navel to spine, shoulders away from the ears, staying here. And as you're ready, that left leg extends behind you, grounding those toes down, then rocking for a moment, forward and back, just waking up that left calf. Pressing into those fingers, into those knuckles. Your hands are active. They're keeping you stable. And then to go further, starting to keep that strong neutral spine, extending that left leg out straight from the hip. Toes are pointing down. Imagining you're pressing that heel to the back wall. Then holding this or starting to move. So on your next exhale, rounding down, bringing that elbow into the left knee, the left elbow. And then inhale, extending it back out. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale, extending out, maybe doing that scorpion tail instead. One more time, rounding in, trying it out. And then taking that left leg to the outside of the right, grounding those left toes down, and then just rocking into those hips. Some micro movements here. Maybe seeing, can you sink your hips to the left back corner? Can you find some activation, some sensation? Just waking up our legs. And then as you're ready, starting to come back through to neutral. Walking our hands forward, a handprint, tucking our toes, pressing up, coming into our first downward facing dog. So that's our first one of the day of the class. Let's take a moment to feel it out. So maybe walking your dog, bending into one knee and the other. Maybe bending both knees, trying to bring your chest to your knees. Really feel that stretch. But grounding down equally into both hands. Really strong roots here, both hands and feet. And then starting to come for a moment in stillness as we settle in and focus back in on that breath. All right, then bend your knees, look to the top, and as slowly as you can, pressing into those hands, start to tippy toe forward to the top of our mats, making our way into our forward fold. So staying here for a few breaths. Maybe your hands are grounded down and you're swaying side to side. Maybe you're giving your legs a big bear hug, bringing that chest closer. Or maybe you're grabbing opposite elbows. Will be beautiful variations, and some feel better on other days than not. So find what feels good for you. And maybe closing the eyes again, just really feeling the stretch. All right, then releasing any bind. On your inhales, unwrap, unwind, vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms up overhead. And exhale, arms down by your side. Pausing for a moment, coming back to our breath. Warming up with just one quick sun salutation. So on our inhale, arms up, interlock grip, release the index fingers, and exhale, hips to the left, arms over to the right. Pulling over for just a breath. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Holding for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back, top of a push-up. Then exhale, shift forward. Knees, chest, then chin, lower down. And inhale, pull the heart through for a little baby cobra. And exhale, lower down, tuck the toes. Push yourself back up through tabletop. Then lift the hips to downward facing dog. Pausing here for a moment, coming back to our breath. Then on your next inhale, right leg lifts, bending the knee, stacking the hips, trying to lift the knee to the ceiling, drawing the heel into our seat, and pressing the chest back for just a moment. Then exhale, squaring those hips, start to bring the knee in to right elbow. Then inhale, we lift. Exhale, knee comes over to left elbow, maybe it touches. Then inhale, we lift. Then exhale, knee comes in through nose, can we round for a moment, and then gently stepping through. Dropping the left knee, untucking those left toes. On our inhale, we rise to crescent low lunge. Feeling it out for a moment. Trying to feel that stretch in the left hip. So can we sink our hips down as we lift the chest up? And stay here, or start to drive down through the heels to sink the hips back for a half splits. Breathing into it. And inhale, coming back up. And exhale, twisting open to the right. So that windmilling the arms, stretching them open east to west as we're lifting up north to south. Can we sink the hips a little bit lower? Maybe going a little bit further, that right hand reaches down, left hand reaches up and over. Again, only an option, never an obligation. Breathing. And as you can see, we all fumble, we all make mistakes, so that's okay. Just come back to it. And exhale, windmill the hands down. Coming back into our left leg, we're going to pivot the left foot out. Start to press some weight into that left hand as our right arm reaches up. And we start to pick up that right leg and stepping back into a supported side plank. We're reaching that arm up. Both arms are active, feeling that stretch along the right side and activation along the left side. And then exhale, windmill the hands down. Right heel picks up, left foot meets it, and flow your way to downward dog. All right, settling in here for just a breath. Coming back to our focus, our purpose. And on your next inhale, left leg lifts. Then we bend the knee, stack those hips. That knee is reaching up, heel is driving in, keeping our shoulders square with the top of the mat. We're not opening up to the side. And breathing here. And as we're ready, stacking those hips back down. On your exhale, knee comes into left elbow. Then inhale, it lifts. Exhale, knee comes into right elbow. And then it lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold for a moment. Really round through the shoulders. And then gently step it through. Right knee drops, untucking those toes. Inhale, hands to knee, thigh or sky for crescent lunge on the other side. So we're focusing on that stretch on that right hip flexor. So we're really sinking that right hip down, sliding that left hip back, reaching up. Pinkies are spiraling in our strong active arms. Maybe we're staying here or taking the opportunity to drive the hips back for our half splits. Breathing into it. Then inhale, rebending that left leg, coming back up into our low lunge. Maybe staying here or taking the opportunity to windmill open to the left side. So we're stretching east to west as we're rooting down to lift up. Activation in all four directions. Focusing here, or maybe that left hand comes to the back of the right leg. Right arm reaches up and over. This is a challenging pose. And the higher the gaze, the more challenging the pose becomes. So maybe looking down, or maybe looking up over your fingers. Just see how the balance changes. All right, then coming back up, windmilling the hands down, bringing that awareness to the right leg, swinging that right foot out, starting to root down through that right hand, peeling open the left, north to south, and starting to pick up that left leg, stepping it back for our side plank variation. So we're reaching up as best we're pushing the earth away, so both arms are working. Breathing, always breathing. Then exhale, windmill the hands down. Right heel picks up, left foot meets it, and we flow to downward dog. Whatever way works for you. Coming back to our breath. All right, on your next inhale, bend the knees, look to the top, and then hop, step, or jump to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. And exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to our breath. All right, next inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down, sit low into our chair pose. So our arms could be reaching up. Maybe they're at heart center, but either option, we're grounding down in our heels, trying to slide our knees back. The lower we sit, the more we lift up. Staying here, or on your next inhale, windmill open to the right, reaching east to west. Inhale back through center. Exhale, windmill to the left, stretching east to west. Inhale back through center. And exhale, fold in, lifting those hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Left foot steps back, keeping that knee lifted. On your inhale, we rise to crescent high lunge. So if we need to keep those knees grounded, that's okay. Or keep it lifted, it's more activation, more sensation. Either option. Holding here. Or as you're ready, we start to windmill open to the right side. So same shape as before, just a little bit more work. Maybe staying with this. Maybe we're dropping and touching that hand to the back thigh and we're reaching back and over. And again, as we lift the gaze, the balance becomes harder. So do what calls to you. All right, inhale, coming back through, coming back into our high crescent. And exhale, windmilling open into warrior two. So we're grounding down equally between the front and back legs, pressing into that knife edge side of that left foot, stretching east to west. Shoulders are rolled down the back. Holding here for a few breaths, or as you're ready, flip that right palm, stretch forward, really find length along the right side, and then go up and over into our reverse warrior. The more we reach, the more we bend into that right knee. And our left hand is just there for support. So maybe it's behind us. Maybe it's resting on our thigh. And then we release, windmill the hands down. Pick up that left heel, then pivot over to the back side, going into our side plank variation again. So if you need to drop that knee and pivot the foot out, you're welcome to it. Otherwise, we keep the knee lifted, coming onto the knife edge side of that left foot, Right arm reaches up and using that strong core, right leg steps back. Breathing for a moment. Right, then exhale, windmill the hands down, make our way to downward facing dog. And know that you are always welcome to take any variation, any flow to down dog. If you noticed, I didn't do the same one this time because this is your practice and it's going to look different breath by breath. We're finding the intensity that works for your body today. All right, bend the knees, look to the top, hop, step, or jump to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Pausing for a moment, closing the eyes if it feels okay, coming back to that breath. And preparing ourselves to balance it out. Next inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down, sit low into our chair pose. So same options. Maybe you're doing something different with the hands. Maybe you're trying the same. Feeling it out for a breath. All right, then on your next inhale, windmilling open to the left, stretching east to west. And inhale back through center. Exhale, windmill open to the right. Sinking those hips back, lifting the heart. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, fold, lifting those hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, right foot steps back. Doing our crescent roots, so knees raised or lowered. We rise, hands to knee, thigh, or sky. So same shape again, just different engagement, but we're looking for that sensation, that opening in that right hip. So can we sink that right hip down, slide that left hip back, staying here, or windmilling open to the left. So stretching in all directions, shoulders are down the spine, soft gaze, maybe a little smile. Staying with this, or maybe we're bringing that hand to that back leg for one more time as we reach that right arm up and over, sinking down. All right, then inhale, coming back up, coming back to high crescent. And then exhale, settling into warrior two. So again, same shape, different side, but we're sinking into that right knee, but keeping it directly over, never going past the heel. Pressing into the knife edge side of that left foot, stretching those arms. Shoulders are down the back. And maybe the gaze is at the top of our fingers. Breathing here. Then we flip our left palm, reach forward, really feel that activation along that left side, and then go up and over, sinking more into that left side. We're stretching back, we're really finding length and space, maybe length and grace. And then exhale, windmill the hands down, going into our side plank. So pivoting that right foot now to the opposite side, or dropping down on the knee if we need it. Grounding down, and the right hand reaching the left hand up, and using that strong core to take that left leg back. Breathing here. Just another moment. All right, then exhale, windmill the hands down. Flow your way to downward dog. Coming back to our breath. Finding length again in the spine. And then on your next inhale, we're going to roll forward to the top of a plank, really pushing and rounding through the shoulders. And then slowly as we can, we're going to lower down all the way. Untucking those toes, setting us up for our spinal strengthening. We're going to take our hands a little bit wider, like a handprint farther than our shoulders. And our inhale, rolling up into our Cobra, pressing into the toes. Shoulders are away from the ears. And then on the exhale, we're going to dip that left shoulder down, look to the right. Inhale back through center. And then exhale, dipping to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, dipping to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, dipping left. Inhale through center. Let's do one more time. Dipping to the right. Coming back through. Dipping to the left. Coming back through. And then exhale, lowering down and pausing for a moment. Maybe your hands are stacking on top of each other, giving your forehead a place to rest. And just breathing into our back line. So up next, we're going to be doing our floor bow or floor wheel pose. So we're going to do 2 sets. You can do 1 leg each or do 2 sets with both. Just decide now what your body needs and commit. All right, so setting up for our floor bow. So if we're doing one side at a time, we'll start with the right, bending that right foot, bringing the right hand behind it, grabbing onto the outside, not the inside. We want to try to keep our shoulders square. And if we're doing the one hand, then that left hand, maybe it's coming across the top of our mats to brace us. And then we're just going to kick back and up, getting into it. If we're doing both legs, so we're bringing both feet up, grabbing on top of our feet where the shoelaces would be. We're going to roll our shoulders back, really lock out our arms. And then on your next inhale, start to kick back, go into the back bend, and then kick up, go into the deeper twist. So where the gaze goes, the body follows. So can you look up, go up, fly up, and release. Coming back down, maybe stacking the hands, resting for a moment. Preparing to do it one more time. Either working on the left leg or doing both legs again. All right, as you're ready, bending those legs, grabbing onto the feet from the outside. All 5 fingers, thumbs are included in that grip. Rolling the shoulders back, locking out those elbows. When you're ready, first we kick back, going into the back bend. Then we kick up, going into the deeper twist. So we're trying to keep our feet, our knees in line. So 2 wheels on a spoke. Balancing on our hips and our ribs one day. And release. Bringing those forearms down, resting the head. Breathing into our back. All right, then starting to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, tucking our toes, pushing ourselves up through tabletop, and then walking our hands back to our knees. Gonna set up for camel pose, one last back bend, nice invigorating pose. So lots of options. Your toes can be tucked or untucked. I like to tuck them, get a little bit of a toe stretch. We're going to take our hands, take them to the low spine, fingers pointing down as if we're trying to slide them in the jeans pockets. Elbows are coming in line, really feeling that space in the chest. And then lifting the chest up, you are already in the pose. So maybe this is enough. Or you start to push the hips forward, but the more you push, the more you lift up. We're staying out of the low spine. Maybe you start to lift your gaze. Maybe this is enough. Or maybe you start to reach back, grab onto your ankles. The farther you reach, though, the more we're lifting, we're squeezing our seat. Breathing here. And release. Gently coming out of it. Maybe taking a moment to pause. Maybe the eyes are closed. And just noticing what we're feeling now. Back bends in general and camel in particular are very deep heart opening poses. We get deeper into our tissues than we normally do in our day-to-day lives. So it can start to bring stuff up. So just take a moment to notice what is coming up, acknowledge it, and send it on its way. We are safe. All right, now let's counter that pose with our rabbit pose. So kneeling here, bringing our hands to our heels. So I guess your hands are out in front of you as your palms facing in, and without rotating those wrists, we're just going to drop them down to our heels, and then start to lean back, tucking the chin, and as slowly as you can, using your strong core, we're going to curl round down, trying to bring our forehead to our knees. So if your forehead does not touch your knees, this is where you stay. If you do have that connection, you can start to go further by lifting those hips, kind of trying to make a capital letter D from the side. And if you have those hips lifted, we're grabbing onto our heels, pulling our chest forward, trying to really round in the full spine, 100% flexion, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then we release. Gently lower the hips, uncurl, unwind, chin comes up last. Then shift our hips over to the side, coming into some separate leg stretching. So let's do our right leg first. Right leg comes in, left leg bends in. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, folding over that right leg. So if you feel it in your back, maybe bend those knees a little bit. Bend the knees as much as you need to feel the stretch concentrated in our legs, not our back. And we're pulling on our foot to bring that upper body down, maybe gently straightening that leg over time. And we're shining our heart forward, full extension in the spine as we hinge. And then maybe lower the chin at the end. And then release. Coming back up, left hand grounds down. On your inhale, right hand reaches up and over. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we start to lift the hips, going into a nice side body stretch on the right side. Maybe the gaze is at our right fingers. And then exhale, we're going to windmill the hands back down. And go to the other side. So left leg comes out, right leg bends in. Setting it up 90 degrees in the hips. Inhale, arms up, fold over that left leg. So we tend to be different side to side. We might need to bend the knee more or less, and that's okay. As long as we are feeling that stretch in the legs where we want it, we are doing it correct. We're trying to shine the heart forward and then hinge deeper, maybe tucking our chin at the end. And then release, coming back up, taking that right hand, grounding it by our right hip. Left hand reaches up and over, maybe staying here, just reaching it up, or maybe lifting the hips, going a little bit deeper. If we're looking at our right hands or our left hands, whatever feels good on the neck. And exhale, windmill those hands back down. Let's do one more separate leg stretching, coming into that wide-legged fold. I can never get enough of a wide-legged stretch. It's my favorite stretch. So setting it up, generously starting to bring those legs out. We're going to flex your feet, keep your legs active. So maybe we need a little bend in the knees to make it happen. Maybe you can have them straight. Just want to make sure you can ground down through both sitting bones. Then inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, start to gently walk those hands forward. So just go until you feel that resistance, and that's where you pause. Maybe you hold, maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you close the eyes and start to just notice what it feels like. Just making sure our feet are flexed, our legs are active, keeping them safe. And maybe we stay here. If you want to get into the sides, maybe gently start to walk your hands over to your right leg. And then pausing here. Maybe you have to sit up a little bit more to get them on the leg. That's okay. Maybe you can start to walk them a little bit lower. We're trying to feel that sensation in the back of the right leg, a little bit of sensation on the left. So if it's too much, back out, listen to your body. Breathe into it. Then gently start to reverse. We're going to walk our hands back through center. Then reset that spine, so really ground down, lengthen through it. Then walk our hands back out and slowly, intentionally, mindfully walking our hands over to the left. And maybe just noticing, does it feel different on this side? I'm always stiffer on my left side. I don't know why, I just am. And that's okay. It's just something to notice. And then as you soften in, can you walk your hands a little bit lower? But we're still activating both heels. Both legs are driving into the ground. Our strong roots, keeping us lifted. All right, then we start to walk out of it. So walking your hands back through center. And then walking your hands back up, taking your hands underneath your knees, gently start to lift them, bringing them in, maybe grounding them in front of you for a moment. Just kind of windshield wiper the legs side to side. Just kind of notice, how are they feeling now? Can we give them a little bit more love? Maybe staying with this, or on your next time going through to the right, your left hand meets it. Maybe it's coming down to the floor. Maybe it's coming to your right shoulder. Maybe your left shoulder is able to dip down a little bit for one last little twist. And then coming back out of it, windshield wipering over to the left. Maybe your right hand joins it. Maybe it's on the earth. Maybe it's coming to your left shoulder. And maybe you're dipping your right shoulder down. Just feeling that one last little stretch. And then coming back through. All right, we have made it. The only thing left to do is find our final Savasana. So setting yourself up for it, maybe using your strong core one last time, bringing those hands out in front of you, pinky spiraling in, lifting the heart, and slowly using that core to lower all the way down. All right, finding your way to whatever Savasana is calling to you. Your legs can be straight, heels in, feet flopping out. Palms by your side, facing up to receive. Maybe you need a little bit more support for your low spine. So your feet are rooted down, maybe coming mat's width, knees falling in to support each other. Maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, to just feel your breath and reconnect. Whatever option, I will give you a few moments in silence to just be fully present in this beautiful moment. All right, so if Savasana is calling to you, you're welcome to stay longer. Just tune me out, press pause, whatever you need to do. Otherwise, we'll start to gently move ourselves out of it. So keeping those eyes closed as long as we can to reduce the stimulation at the beginning. We'll gently start to wiggle our fingers and our toes, just having nice small movements. Then maybe starting to bring some wrist circles, some ankle circles, just getting bigger movements over time. And maybe bringing those arms up overhead, giving a big good morning stretch, hugging the muscle to bone. And then gently rolling over to your favorite side and pausing for a moment to let that spine come back to neutral. And then gently starting to lift yourself up into a comfortable seat. So we have started this class in a seat and we'll end it in a seat. Maybe just taking a moment to notice, what do you feel like now that we have spent some time moving? Your baseline at the beginning, hopefully it is different than now, and that this practice has served you a little bit today. So just taking a moment in gratitude and love for all of the beautiful work that you have done today. Maybe keeping your hands on your knees, or maybe bringing them into heart center. Maybe gently rubbing them together, feeling that heat, that friction, that pranic energy we have been cultivating. And then pausing for a moment more in stillness and in gratitude for all of the work that we have done today on our mats. We all benefit off of the mats. I truly believe that. So I thank you so much for taking the time to take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you take care of all of us. So thank you so much. Until we meet on our mats again, I bow to you and say Om Shanti, peace, peace within, peace around, and peace to those who need it most. Thank you so much. If you found this at all helpful today, I would love it if you could like, subscribe. Let's help get this content out in front of the people who need it the most. Otherwise, keep doing the good work, bringing that mindfulness that we have been cultivating into the poses of life. And I will see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.